welcome to my channel. My name is Jay Ivory, and this will actually be my first video. I'm super excited. We're actually going to be reviewing a build from the multi-talented Coolpuppy. She's working on a save file, Scuffed New York, and she decided to grace us with a build. Yay! And I had a chance to download and go through some CC. So this video is pre-recorded, and hopefully we get a chance to review the build and do some gameplay on the back end. So one thing I do like about her is that she makes great use of the Deco buildings in The Sims, and you know, at this point I'm just kind of like taking a look around. Another thing I love about her builds is that she leaves plenty of space, that if you want to add an apartment or office space or any other type of function to your lot, you can do that. I've done that with plenty of her other builds, so I was really excited to see space to, you know, add levels. And I located the door, so I was like, oh good, I could just throw in some stairs so that way the Sims can gain access to the second and third floor. But yeah, you can kind of get a sneak peek at the floor level of the bar. And again, this is Lucky Strike. She's been doing live streams as we follow her through, just going through different lots within the save file. And you know, I was trying to do like some fancy creators where they like, yeah, scroll in and do like movie style. So it's gonna get kind of wonky, so if you're motion sickness, this is your fair warning. You know, I'm gonna be all over with the camera work, but I really wanted to like have the walls up so you can see the amount of detail that she's put into this. Like, it is stunning. From the pool tables to the arcade, to the cobwebs that I pointed out in the corner. I was actually looking at this table over here because I was like, are those coasters on there? And with this particular release, she did create a CC folder, and I'm so appreciative of that. So if I didn't have the CC content or custom content, I was able to download it. So this is a complete build. I didn't have to replace anything due to the fact of not having it, and that takes a lot of work. So I appreciate her, or any creator for that matter, attaching a custom content folder along with their builds. It just helps kind of bring it all together and kind of have the same thing that you see when you download it. So I just noticed here, like, there was bathroom in the rear. There are actually 2 closets, and at first I thought there was something wrong, like, oh, maybe they were meant to get put on the crates. And then I realized, like, oh, you know, actually now that I'm looking at it a second time, maybe it was supposed to be put on a crate. But either way, I like the fact that there's like hidden gems in the wall that I'm like, oh, this is kind of crazy. Like, there's stuff inside of a wall. So I just like that little Easter egg, whether it's intentional or not. This isn't a bar, but a counter space. And I remember her pointing out that these were counters. And that's because there's a bar located downstairs, but there is a TV for your Sims to do activities, as well as the pool tables. I already downloaded the pool tables, so I didn't have to necessarily download those. And here, y'all, I was like, is that a lighter? And I was like, get out, it is a lighter. So the amount of detail that she puts in her builds are like mind-blowing, and I love it. Like, this is me just kind of trying to look at the wall or get a better view of the wall for you guys. Again, I'll be able to edit this at some point. Have grace is my first video. Like, this is like a Playboy or Playgirl magazine with the keys, the puppy sign, lost puppy sign. Like, I am feeling the details. And even me looking back at it now, I'm like, I missed so much that I didn't catch the first time I went through. And that's kind of like what I love about just her save file in general. Not only the one that she's working on now, but she also has a save file by the name of Doodoo. And you heard me right. That is Doodoo. And it is so fleshed out. Like, every time I play in there, I learn something new, either about a lot, about a city, about a sim character. And yeah, this is just me in the rear, just kind of taking it all in. I love the fire escape. The amount of detail. It goes straight up to the 3rd floor. The garage door, like, everything is just spot on with this build. I absolutely love it. So I'm just kind of rotating at this point, trying to see what else is there to see. Again, beautiful. And this is me wanting to see what it looks like at night, because I'm all about the street lights. And this is just a gorgeous build, y'all. Like, it was actually fun to download and actually play with it and experience it. So, this is me kind of taking in the aesthetics. And yes, if you're asking, I do have reshade on. I think I have October Mist right now. So, my view is going to be just a slight tinge darker, but I kind of like playing my Sims that way, that like kind of bright color, bright blue. I don't really like it, so I play with reshade. Come on downstairs, and there's like a whole bar downstairs, y'all. Like, this thing is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, I can't wait till we get to the gameplay of this video. So you bring your Sims on down, and I'm going to try and do some fancy camera work, like I see other Sims do. This is your motion detector warning. This is the entrance coming in. I love how there's a couch right there so people can chill and, have another spot to kind of talk or mingle or do other things, outside of all the fuss going on inside the bar. And so, I was really just wanting to take a look at what the bar looks like just coming into the space. It gets really wonky here in a minute. Like I said, I'm debating if I can edit. If I can edit, I'll edit it out. If I can't, I apologize. But yeah, it looks like this bar is from the Werewolf Pack. There's a TV downstairs as well, like a little snack jar in the rear. There's even like a pantry in the back, which I thought was so cute. And I was making things way difficult on myself with the camera, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna get it together. Y'all are gonna be like, you have grown so much when it comes to your camera movement. So yeah. I don't know what I was trying to do. Oh yeah, I was trying to look at the sink. I was trying to get a good view of the sink. So me just taking it all in, trying to really get a good sense for y'all on like what the space looks like when you're in it. But there's bathrooms in the rear, there's another closet space, there's that pantry that I was trying to like fancy go through as if I was a sim in first person. And yeah, like the details from the posters on the wall, the sinks, there's stuff on the sinks. Like, I personally appreciate details. Like, I don't build with a lot of clutter, but I appreciate the builds that I do download that have a lot of clutter. So I appreciate the effort. And as you can see, there's like tables. And then I was like, oh, there's a whole stage with a microphone, piano. The drum set is not part of The Sims, but hopefully, there's rumors of a band pack coming, so maybe we'll get some instruments. But you can download this drum set. And as you can see in the rear, there's like lockers and a station for them to actually like mix some music. And I was like, ooh, I like that. I like for lots to have function. So it was nice to see, like, outside of obviously playing instruments and drinking, that you can actually go down there and create music, if you will, as a sim. So it kind of gave me an idea of like what I wanted to do for my gameplay, because even though this is a save file that I'll probably never share, but I decided to kind of like dedicate it to like building my ideal world with either my own builds or sim creators that I really want to like showcase. And so yeah, this is like a great build, and I came up with a storyline to kind of get the gameplay going. I don't know, I probably won't show the entire cast work, but just to kind of give you guys an idea, like I decided to make the besties or the BFF household in Willow Creek. I decided to turn them into a bestie trio band and let this be their hangout. So if you're new to The Sims, I realize an easy way to get to get your Sims to do what you want is to create clubs. Clubs are a great way to group like Sims alike and dictate what they do in a certain space when they're there, right? So in a minute, I will actually go to Willow Creek and grab the BFF household, so that way I can tweak them a little bit, because they're currently in their original EA form, and I need them to I need them to look the part. So I have Travis right now dating a sim that, or I should say I have a sim that I created that's dating Travis. And so right now the love triangle is on pause between him, Liberty, and Summer. So I said, okay, this might actually work, because, you know, he'll be focused in a relationship and maybe we can get a band started with the three of them. So I went into cast and kind of did some tweaking to make their appearance unique. And unfortunately, I didn't put the cast cheat on, so I couldn't really like manipulate aspirations or traits or even like their physique. But I said that's okay. You know, I still want them to look like Travis, Liberty, and Summer. I just wanted to like kind of tweak their hairstyle, makeup, clothing. So I wasn't too concerned about changing anything outside of that for the three of them. And then once I did that, I created a club, named it Bestie Trio Band, and Liberty is the leader of the band, and so she added Travis and Summer to the band, and it's only them. And so again, if you're not familiar with clubs, you can kind of dictate the type of activities that they do. But you know what, let me pause. I totally forgot about this part of the build. I'm like rambling, going straight into my cast and story play. I wanted to kind of fill the space out. I was like, well, what if Sims don't come? I still wanted to have a feel as though there is a crowd, even if it's not a thick crowd. And so like in the description of the club, I kind of put like, you know, the owner of the Lucky Strike bar allowed the band to come play on their slow nights, so that way they can start to build a following. And so, you know, I told myself it'd be okay if there's nobody but my Deco Sims in the bar. But as you'll see later, I definitely didn't have a problem with Sims coming to the location. I did run into another problem that can be easily fixed, but I thought that was funny. I'm like, y'all are missing the best part. So what I did was I created like little storylines. Old girl is like in the front with the pink hair, totally into her phone, not listening to anything they're playing. Then I saw this Deco that was like sleeping, and I was like, oh, she's passed out at the bar. She's had a long weekday. And, bartender don't know how to tell her no. So I figure, hey, she's a Deco, she's sleeping, so she'll be my drunk patron in the corner. And so as you can see, I sat her in the corner, and I'm actually going to add some glasses over there. So that way, if you didn't know, you will know upon seeing her that she's clearly had too much to drink. So this is another Deco where I was just kind of like, let's just place her in the environment like she's going back to her table after, grabbing a beverage from the bar. So, as you can see, I already got a scene going, and all I did was add Deco Sims. Like, I am feeling Deco Sims. I might, after this is over with, download some more so that way I can always fill up my spaces when I need to. And so I saw this guy right here, and at first I was like, oh, he looks like he's trying to take off his coat, like he's coming in from out of the cold. And so at first I was like, oh, let me put him by the door, like he's coming in, about to take off his coat, and have a seat, have a drink, Ray. And so I try to place him to where he's kind of out the way and people can kind of walk in and out. But then I saw Miss right here, and I was like, ooh. I was like, I wonder if, they can be on their own little date. And so she just looks like pure attitude. So I was like, we're going to put you in the corner. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm putting her, in the corner. Now, you'll see in a second. I try to move her to come up with a different storyline, but it just didn't look like they weren't interacting. So I kind of went back on that. But yeah, so that's pretty much where she's going to sit. I'm going to pair her with old boy, and, whether she's upset, like, bro, I've been waiting here for you and you just showing up. He's just trying to take his coat off so he can sit down and chill and get to know the young lady. And then this dude, so like he's got an apron and everything. So I was like, you know what? He's a worker. He's taking a break. Maybe he's washing dishes in the back. You know what I mean? He's like, I just need to chill. So I got him sitting on the couch. And this is where I was like, I wonder if like they can have an interaction, but I just didn't like the way it looked, as you can see. I mean, y'all tell me, like, did they look like they were vibing, or they look like they are like in two complete separate different worlds? Which is why I was like, yeah. And then I noticed that cup. I'm like, where did that cup come from? So, I left it there. I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, you wash the dishes, grab the mug, take it back to the kitchen with you. So yeah, this is me trying to see if the vibe is right. Like, do they even look like they're even talking to each other or aware of each other? And so it was him. He was just throwing me off. So I was like, all right, you're just a worker on break. I'm gonna put my girl back at the table. And yeah, so that's me just trying to like place him. I'm telling you, decos are such an easy way to fill your space without having like physical Sims do it for you. You know what I mean? Like, and then too, it just looks great when you take pictures, because I love taking pictures. So, as you guys will see in my gameplay, even though I had plenty of Sims walking around, like, it just was better for me to have Deco Sims in the shots and, have my own little storytelling going, as you can see. So, yeah. Those were really all the decos. I had some werewolves in there, and I was like, yeah, no, not this world, not this build. I actually used those decos as guardians for the vampires and what is it? Hollow something. Forgotten Hollow. Yeah. So that's really what I use them for. I like put them at the gates and in the front of the houses. So those are like their protectors, if you will. But yeah, so this is me kind of like, all right, I got all the deco. I do have some more deco, but they're like medieval attire and gym. I had some gym decos, which hopefully I'll be able to either create a gym, download a gym, or reno a gym and be able to use those decos. Even with me just thinking about it right now, I really love the idea of having like a bottom floor with some sort of functionality to it, and also having like a residency on the top floor. So that might be a good idea for a build, to like have a gym on the bottom floor, but let it be a residential lot. And I'll have those deco sims to kind of, make the place look a little lively, even though sims wouldn't regularly go there for the gym outside of, whoever I move into that spot. So yeah, this is me placing her empty glasses so that way, if you don't know, that she's had maybe one too many to drink. And again, I might butcher the editing so that way, this is not as long. And I'm probably rambling, but I figure, hell, let me go ahead and record everything, because I can always dice, splice, keep it pushing. But yeah, this is me trying to place as many glasses as possible. And I thought the wine glasses were so nice, and the fact that they were shiny, I was like, oh yeah, we're putting these. At first I was like, maybe I'll do like a cocktail glass or whatever, and I was like, no, we're gonna use these. Now you're gonna see in a second that I really wanted to kind of place one in her hand, and I had to move the whole bar, because I was like, all right, you just want to snap to the counter. So I had to like move the bar completely, use the shift 9 to raise the glass up, and then here's me kind of placing the glass where it needs to be placed. And at this point, I think I grabbed the other glass, like, you know what, while I have the bar away, let me go ahead and move whatever I need to move. And when I snap the bar back in place, she's good to go. Now here's the crazy part. I'm thinking, oh, I just put it back, and it snapped. And as you can see, I was like, oh, it was moved, prior. So I had to like alt. Is it alt? Yeah, alt. I was like, what key is that? I had to alt and move and make sure, her little booty lined up with the seat, so that way the bar is like put back where it belongs. So there's my girl in the corner having a rough day. Not no more though, because she's sleeping the evening away. So it's crazy how like I have not nan sim in the shot, but yet there is so much going on in my little head as far as everybody in attendance. So I was like, all right, this will work, because I kind of wanted like a light crowd vibe. And yeah, I think this is when I start transitioning to go grab my Sims. So I will be right back while I, decide where I want to pick up again. But yeah, I'll give y'all like maybe, I'll save the cast for a whole nother video. So yeah, hold tight. It's gonna seem like seconds for you, but it was like an extra 45 minutes of me redesigning Travis, Liberty, and as a matter of fact, you know what I'll do? I'll skip the cast and we'll pick up where I added the club to simulate their band. And that way, again, these are for people that, maybe you don't use clubs because you don't know how to use clubs. I'll tell you, I don't use clubs. So this is maybe the second time I've created a club, but it is so helpful when you need for them to do something specific when it comes to your story and your gameplay. So yeah, we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. What did I tell you? For you, it was nothing but a second. For me, it was 45 minutes of my life. But as you can see, I have my bestie trio band all redesigned. Going into the socials, join club, gotta hit create a club. And so it's just me kind of typing the name bestie trio band. Like, what else is the BFF household gonna be named? You know what I mean? So, like I said, I have a sim dating Travis. Not that I intentionally wanted them to hook up, but I was like, they'll break up. So I'll let her go ahead and get her boyfriend on. And that way he can resume the love triangle between these two if we get that far. You know what I mean? But now they're going to be focused on their band. So this is the object where you get to choose, do they have a club hangout? And I selected a specific location because I want them to go to the Lucky Strike bar and go there for all their band activities. And so this is me going down the drop menu looking for Newcrest, and I think that's the only location I have anyway available in Newcrest. Man, my game is lagging. Come on, game. I'm blaming the game, but it was probably me, doing something else. I tend to do that. Follow me on Tumblr and you'll see what happens when I look away. I literally created a sim and they died from overheating. And I swear, I couldn't have looked away for more than 5 minutes. I'm like, no, I said 5 minutes, 5 seconds. And when I turn around, she was meeting her fate, okay? And she's done this to me twice, so I'm like, all right, stay a ghost. So she's a ghost somewhere in this world because I just refuse to bring her back a second time. So yeah, follow me on Tumblr, Ivory. Ivory 2121. But my information will be in the description. So this is all so new for me. Hopefully I'll get to the point to where I'm just rattling off, all where you can connect with me. But right now, I'm trying to post videos on YouTube, trying to get into Twitch for live streaming, and I love using Tumblr for photos. I'm a huge fan of taking pictures of simming, right? So that's one of the hashtags that I use because I just kind of like taking pictures of them in their natural habitat, doing what they do best, which is whatever they want to do. Ask any simmer. They have a mind of their own. They really do. Even before the whole AI, they have a clear mind of their own and do whatever they want to do. So this is me kind of typing a description. I'm sorry, I just kind of went off there a little bit. I had to look and be like, what am I doing again? So yeah, I'm making a description. I always like to enhance my storytelling with some sort of, I don't want to say backstory, but the reason why, right? So if you see Bestie Trio Band, you're like, why? So, this trio is more than roommates. They decided to start a band, and I'm pretty much just listing that, the Lucky Strike bar has, allowed for them to come and play during their slow nights to hopefully, gain following for their band. And, I kind of ended it with, do we think that they can stick it together to maybe make this a thing and become famous and successful? And, knock on wood, that EA has a band pack. And I'd be like, oh, I already have a band. See, I'm thinking, this is forward thinking, y'all. I'm in 2050. 2050. Okay, not 2024 going on 25. 2050. Because I'm like, if we get a band pack, I'll already have a band. And then it's on and popping from there. So, hopefully these three can keep this together and don't allow love to be a factor in, what they got going on. Because I know Summer, she's trying to get the bag. Liberty's like, this is just a hobby. Travis is like, along for the ride. But Summer, she's like, I'm trying to get the bag, right? And here's the funny part. As I'm selecting the activities for them to do. Because like I told you, this is where you get to choose, like, what exactly do you want them to do when they're together? Like, when you start an actual gathering and they meet up at wherever you want them to meet up at, right? So I know if you remember in Lucky Strike, there was a piano. So I was like, oh, we got to put a piano. And I said, okay. There was a microphone. So we're going to put a microphone. And unfortunately, we don't have play drums. But I was like, play instrument. So it ain't, we ain't got drums, but we got an instrument. So I'm going to need you to play them drums. So as you can see, I put those three things because really that's what I want them to focus on with that there. Like, don't do nothing else. I just need you to play the instruments. So that way my fantasy can come to life, having the three of you be in a band in Lucky Strike. And so I've already did I choose anything else? I think I was just kind of like looking to see. But now I'm actually looking at band activities. So not only can you add activities that you want your Sims to do, you can even add stuff that you don't want them to do while they're gathering or participating, right? So I just was like, okay, what's in Lucky Strike? What do I not want them to do? So I said, okay, there's an arcade machine. Yeah, no, y'all are not allowed to play with the arcade machine. So that's on the list. I said, I wish one of y'all would watch TV. So I put TV, like no TV. And I did something else, I think. I picked three for sure that I was like at minimum. And I was like, you know what? If during gameplay I see that I have to tweak their band activities, then so be it. But I was like, all right. Oh, it was pub games. That's what it was. So I was like, you know what? I don't know what all pub games include, but the bar is a pub. So maybe that'll stop them from doing anything fun game-wise. So it worked, by the way. Like, I am so proud of myself. I really am. Like, I couldn't plan this any better. I really couldn't have. It is only for them to ruin my experience. But when we get to the gameplay, y'all, you will see. Like, it worked like clockwork. But you have to do these things. You have to anticipate your Sims. Because when I tell you, they will do whatever the blood clot they want. And that's not what we want. Because I want these three to be very specific and intentional. Right? So at first I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll start the gathering and I'll go snatch his girlfriend and, meet them to the bar. And I was like, we're not doing that. Because I said, I want y'all to see this gameplay with my band on the stage as it was intended. Okay. So yeah, so I'm just kind of finishing up my club. They make you pick a picture. I wish they would allow for us to like download a unique picture, but this ain't Sims 2 or Sims 3, so we gotta work with what we got, right? So now their band, voila, I created a band and I'm hitting save. And so, next time you hear from me, we'll be in the bar. And we're at the Lucky Strike bar, y'all. I am so excited. Like, we're here, finally. 30 plus some odd minutes later. And y'all get to see me play with this wonderful build, again, provided by Coolpuppy. And you can find her on YouTube, Tumblr. On both, she has the link to where you can download the trays for this build, as well as the CC folder for all the content or custom content that you saw inside the build. And so now I want to show you a little gameplay. So here's the three of my just made up band, right? Bestie trio band. And here's the kicker. I had preconceived notions. This is what I was talking to y'all about they have their own mind. So I already had preconceived notions of like who's gonna do what, right? At this point, it doesn't even matter even telling y'all what I thought was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna have to dictate based on my preferences on who was gonna do what. But this club thing, I'm telling you, if you're not using clubs, you have to start using clubs. Like, I'll probably do way more with clubs than what I've been doing. But yeah, so let's, see them in action. You'll see them, heading down. They're heading down, y'all. I did not. This was all autonomous. Like, they did their own thing. And then look who chooses what. Look who chooses what. Look. I was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah. I said, all right. I said, I am not fighting it. And then I was like, my girl Summer on the drums. I was here for all of it. I was like, this will work. This will work. So yeah. So this is me. I'm taking pictures. I cannot believe this is going to be a part of my gameplay. My bad, y'all. But yeah. Trying to like get y'all to have some good views of like what's going on. As you can see, look at my decos. Like you can't tell me that that's an actual Sin sitting there in her phone instead of listening to my awesome band, And here's the funny part. My game was on mute, so they probably sounded so bad because I did not cheat their skills. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, no, that's why you're at the Lucky Strike, because you're a band starting out. So we're not gonna cheat. Look at my girl in the corner. Look at my girl in the corner. Y'all, I am so happy. I'm like, oh, I love when stories come together. Like, my girl is just laid out. She is doing her job. She knows the assignment. Lay there. Don't do anything. You know what I mean? Just do you, boo. Purr. And these photos I'm taking will actually be on Tumblr. So I will share where I got this lovely build from. And I hope, you guys download it too and play whatever storyline you want to play. Look at that. Oh, y'all, I was so excited. I was like, look at them doing what I want them to do. Clubs, y'all. Clubs is where it's at. Now, old girl on the stage, look, that's me trying to figure out who she is. I was like, who are you? And then nobody's upstairs. So I was like, oh man, it's thick in here. There has to be Sims upstairs. And it's like a ghost town. But look, the fan moves. It's still a gorgeous. You see I'm taking pictures. It's still gorgeous. Gorgeous shots. But nobody's upstairs. So y'all, I actually have a remedy. I said, okay, this is how we gonna do. I said, we're not doing my girl's build like that. So I'm gonna create another club. And I'll probably max that out. I think it's 6 that can be in a club. And I'll make sure that their hangout is here, but theirs will be gameplay is on the list of activities to do, and then I'll ban them from listening to music. So that way, they'll have no choice but to stay upstairs. Because at first I was like, do I need to lock the door? Now, see this is what I'm talking about. I was like, what are you doing in the crowd, ma'am? What are you doing in the crowd? So that was the only one time I had to intervene. Outside of that, they were up there for the duration. Look how thick it is. I was like, oh wow. There are some folks in the place tonight. Travis up there singing his little heart out. See, on the road to fame. I was like, y'all are feeling me. Y'all are feeling me. They look great up there, though. No joke. So, yeah. The one time I had to interact. And, that's it, y'all. I wanted to make sure I saved my progress. And, yeah. I am so happy that if you made it to the end of the video, that you enjoyed my review of Coolpuppy's build for the Lucky Strike bar, and hopefully entertained by my gameplay, and hopefully you learned something new, because again, I don't use clubs, but they are the bomb, as you can see. Mission accomplished for what I wanted to do. But yeah, go check my girl out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm trying to keep it PG because I would cuss, but whatever. Maybe that'll be for like a different channel, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I'm glad y'all rocked with me to the end. Definitely let me know in the comments, like, hey, what did you think? You know what I'm saying? Because my girl will probably see it and hopefully be motivated to like make some more great content. So thank you for rocking with me. My name is Jay Ivory, and you know what? I'll see you in The Sims. Take care, y'all.